Hi, welcome to Be Fucking
Frickin'
For Real. I'm Tori and Ami, and I'm here with my mom.
Amy Chen Mills. I'm an author of a book on resilience in teens and inner wisdom called The Spark Inside, and also a book for educators called State of Mind in the Classroom.
And I'm a high schooler,
Not just a high schooler,
a senior.
a smart, amazing young woman.
Oh, thank you. Okay, today we're going to be talking about dating.
I mean, I was a little trepidatious to talk about this because I've been like with your dad for 30 something forever years. Although I have dated and we did break up before we got married. And
Yeah,
I guess I dated.
you
I don't feel like I'm a
dated.
good dater.
Why? Why do you feel like? Okay, let's like what does it mean to you to be like dating someone? Like, is there like a certain amount of time you need to be going on dates or like hanging out to be dating?
Yeah, probably like 3 or 4 times.
And does dating mean your boyfriend and girlfriend?
No, doesn't.
Oh, so you think you have to ask the question like, oh, will you be my girlfriend, boyfriend, or partner
You have to ask to
to
be
make it?
exclusive and
Oh,
monogamous, right?
yeah.
What do you think?
I agree. I mean, we don't like in like my age, we don't really go on dates.
You don't go on dates? What do you
Like,
do?
I don't know, you just hang out. Like usually how it starts, if you're like talking, you can talk to someone and usually talk to them on Snapchat for a little bit and then you snap them and then you probably hang out with like your friends and his friends or their friends or her friends and you hang out a few times with friends and then you hang out alone and then you're talking.
Well, that's a date, hanging out alone.
Yeah, but it's like we don't go to dinner.
You know, go to a
We go to
special
Rare.
place.
We'll go to Westcliff.
Westcliff. Well, that's a date,
Yeah.
especially if someone invites you.
I feel like guys are not like at least guys in high school are not very romantic.
They're not good at dating.
Yeah. How would you start dating someone or
How have I?
yeah.
I don't feel like I've done a lot of traditional dating. Like I remember my very first boyfriend ended up being like the brother of a friend of mine that I met. And so that was just meeting him through my friend, not really going on dates. And
Did
then
you just hang out?
yeah, we were just hanging out
Where?
in Palo Alto.
Like where?
I can't even remember. Like
Like
here
at
and there.
coffee shops, at like a
No, a lot of
house.
times it was like you're saying with friends. I don't
Yeah,
even remember him taking me out on dates.
that sucks.
And then my second boyfriend, who was like sort of the love of my life at the time, his name was Jimmy.
Shout out Jimmy.
Shout out to Jimmy. He did, I feel like we did go on dates. I just can't remember much. I mean, I was like 16 years old.
Damn, and you were in love at 16.
I was totally in love at 16.
That's crazy.
It lasted for about 2 years, maybe less.
Oh, we could talk about love.
We could talk about love.
Do you use that word like, does it take you a while to say, like, I guess you haven't had many relationships, but do you use it lightly or do you like wait a while until you say, I love you? Like, when did you say I love you to dad?
I didn't say it for a while. He said it first.
Yeah, in jail.
He said it from jail. He said it from a taxi cab driver jail because he was a taxi cab driver. And he did actually, yeah, call me from jail. I don't even think he wanted me to bail him out or anything. I think he just said, I love you, which was one of the reasons I loved him, is because he didn't seem to expect me to say it back. I felt like it was pretty early and I was not sure that I loved him at all.
When did you know you were sure?
I don't know. I know the summer after I graduated from college, we moved in together in an apartment because
So you already moved in when you
we
said
moved
it.
in. Well, I
Wow.
remember being in love at that time.
How long were you dating?
Before we moved in? Probably about a half a year. Seemed like 4 or 5 months, something like that.
And kids my age say it like a week into their relationships.
They say I love you after a week.
Yeah, we call it love bombing. Like guys or like partners will do it. But like when you first start talking to them, they'll just be like, I love you, like you're my only thing. And it's like a form of gaslighting.
I mean, maybe they mean it. They might just be infatuated.
They do not mean it because they'll say it to every girl they talk to
Oh,
within a week of like talking to them.
well, then that's something else.
It's
That's
called
like
love
playing
bombing.
some game.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I mean, you dated someone for a while.
Yeah, I did. And they said I love you really fast. And I didn't say anything
Yeah.
because I was like, no, I don't think I've loved anyone like romantically.
Well, you're only 17.
TBH.
You're only
But
17.
I would love to. Do you believe you can only fall in love once?
No, I've fallen in love probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Probably.
Damn. And was it all like the same type of love? Or was it like different? Did it feel different
I
every
think
time?
they were all different. Some of them were more superficial, but I think I fall in love easily because I like the idea of it.
Too
And then you
easily.
find out, oh, maybe this person doesn't care as much about you.
Yeah. And you're like,
Oh,
shoot.
right. Or you don't care. Sometimes it wears off for you pretty quickly.
What does it mean to you to be in love with someone?
Well, the feeling of actually first falling in love, it's almost like taking a drug. You feel super happy all the time. It's like you literally might be taking a drug.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I think maybe the ego is like, oh my gosh, someone loves me and I love them back and everything's so amazing. And that feeling of being loved is half of it. And I mean, it doesn't last forever, but it definitely is like a high,
Is that like lust or love?
probably combined.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can lust after someone and not really like them as a person and not love them at all. So I don't think that
Ew, I don't want to talk.
because I'm your mom.
I don't know. Like I liked like I felt that feel like when I really liked someone, I just like wanted to be around them all the time. But I think that was in part where I was just like, oh, finally I have someone to like call mine. I was kind of in love with the idea of them or like
Yeah.
having a boyfriend.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that was really nice.
Yeah, and it wears off.
Yeah. But do you think love wears off? I don't think I have a different thing.
No, I think in love wears off.
Yeah.
Love, like I still love your dad after all these years.
Yeah.
And that's pretty solid.
Yeah.
And we've been through a lot. And even when we were going through a lot, I still had love for him.
Yeah.
So, I'll tell you a story. You want to hear
Go
it?
for it. Yeah.
Okay. So, did you ever hear about Sonny and Cher? This story really struck me. Cher.
Mhm.
She's the singer.
The queen.
The queen. She started off with Sonny and Cher, and they had a TV show, and he was really promoting her, and maybe he was stifling or too much or whatever. They broke up after many, many years, but they were together for a long time. And then he went to Southern California and ran for Congress or ran for the state legislature or something. And she continued her showbiz career. And then at one point he was skiing and he hit like a tree and he died. It was a bad ski accident and he died. And I heard that Cher, who had had a child with him, many, many decades, like a decade or so before that, it was a teenager, the child. Cher literally like collapsed on the floor when she heard that Sonny had died. And I thought, wow, that just shows how connected you are to someone that you've spent that much time with, that there's probably a root level kind of love there that you don't even maybe realize you have.
Yeah. I mean, I love all of you guys, but not romantically.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. I don't say I love you because I feel like it means a lot to me. I feel like I need to know someone like completely, like the back of my hand to love them because like I feel like if I'm going to say I love someone, I'm going to love them forever and they're always going to like mean a lot to me no matter what.
That's nice. Because there are people who love and love and love and then get divorced and then they hate that person.
Yeah.
And then they find another person they love and love and then they hate that person. I mean, one thing I can say that I guess I'm proud of about myself is that every boyfriend I've ever had, except for a few, maybe two, and it's not that I don't still love them or have respect for them, it's
Mhm.
more that I just felt like my relationship with them was more shallow, but the ones I had a deeper relationship with, I don't have any hatred or animosity for anybody. I guess I'm grateful for the time I spent with them. You know,
That's
it
good.
was an experience. It was a growing experience.
Yeah, I could say there's growing experiences that like for my
Experiments
past
and experiences.
relationships, but there's definitely animosity
Yeah.
because they're assholes, so it's not my
Well, you
fault.
probably grow.
I'm thankful.
Yeah.
I'm thankful to have that experience. I'm thankful to like that they cared about me and I cared about them.
Yeah.
But
But now you're not so
now I'm not.
friendly.
So yeah.
Right.
Which is like okay. I feel like it's awkward. Like how do you make it not like a like breaking up?
Well,
Like
and
even if you say like, oh, I want to be friends, like
mhm.
has that ever worked for you where you broke up with someone and you friend zoned them and you actually were friends?
Like became friends with them later.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've seen people afterwards, like gone out to dinner, had a nice conversation, that kind of thing.
I know, but like after the fact,
Mm-hmm.
you're like, oh, I don't want a relationship right now. I'd rather be friends with you.
Well, I know I'm your mom, so it might gross you out to hear this, but more so with people maybe I slept with.
You're friends with?
Now I'm friends with, but we weren't like in a
Ew. Do I know
relationship.
them? I'm gonna throw up.
I don't think you know them.
Okay, good. So they're not people I've met. Gross. That's gross. I don't
That's
know.
weird. I don't say that's gross about
Okay,
you
I
and
don't.
your ex-boyfriends that I
Okay,
still can see and run into.
it's just grossing me out. You're my mom.
Well, do we want to give some dating tips? Because that's the thing. I don't feel like I have good dating tips. I feel like everything was so random and just happened. And I never said, okay, I'm going to date and I'm going to date this way.
Yeah. I would say dating tips for me is like I feel like you shouldn't rush into things. It's really easy to, especially if like you really like them and like I just want it because you need to know who they are and what type of person they are before you like fully trust them. And I know it's hard when you feel like you're in love or you're like it's you
Yeah.
get a lot of adrenaline from it and you just want to rush into things and be like, oh my God, that's my partner, that's my boyfriend, that's my girlfriend now. And I want to be with her all the time and I want to be with them all the time. And
Well, they might not even be that into you.
yeah, yeah.
Sometimes you don't even know.
You just I mean it sucks to have your guard up, but you kind of need to just a little bit.
Well, one of the things that I think is important is being happy with yourself. And
Yeah, you need to love yourself before you can love anyone else. That's facts.
yeah, I think so, because otherwise you'll come off as too needy.
None of your
And if you come on
relationships.
too strong, you can sort of push someone away. And if
Yeah.
they sense that, like, oh, they're gonna
Yeah.
like kill themselves without me, and I
Yeah.
mean that just metaphorically, although some people actually say those things.
Yeah.
That's not a good look.
Yeah.
It's not a good
Yeah.
vibe.
It's really important because like if you're feeling insecure or like depressed or anything before you get into a relationship, like you're like 100% gonna be super dependent on them
Yeah.
and you're gonna think they're gonna fill some type of hole inside you
Yeah.
and they're not. And it's just gonna make your relationship like very unhealthy. And when you break up with them, you're gonna feel like you lost a part of yourself, which you shouldn't feel because I don't know.
I mean, you will if you've been with them for a long time.
Yeah, but like for these like it's
Yeah.
you should could feel whole going into a relationship. You shouldn't feel like you need that person
Yeah.
to survive. I don't think I mean a lot of people are like very like I've known a lot of people who are codependent
On
in
their
their
boyfriend or
relationships
their
and they hang out
girlfriend.
every single day and they go into a honeymoon phase and then like once the honeymoon phase is over, it's like problems
Yeah.
constantly. And then you end up getting really, really hurt because you weren't completely 100 going into it. And now you're like 20% leaving it.
Yeah, I mean, in some ways it's all just kind of messy. Like,
It's messy.
and when you have those strong feelings, it's really hard to control them or to not think about the person or to not text them or to not call
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
And so you have to have some serious self-discipline, I think.
Self-discipline.
Yeah, count on your friends.
Yeah.
Lean on your friends.
But also, like, if you're not, like, I feel like that only like, I don't know. Like, I feel like if you're happy before you go into a relationship, you're not going to need that person to make you happy, you know? Like, sure, like, I don't want to say, like, that relationships don't bring anything. They should bring happiness and, like, love, and they should make you feel, like, good about yourself and good about them. But, like, if that's the only way you're happy, by texting your partner or calling him or being with them, then
Well, I guess I mean, like when you first meet someone and you're all excited and you keep texting them and
yeah,
maybe they're not texting you back,
yeah,
then that's like sometimes people
That's
can be
right.
too much.
yeah.
One person can be more into another
What
person.
was I gonna talk about?
I don't know, but again, I don't feel like an expert. I do know people who do dating coaching. I have colleagues.
Yeah.
Leela Turner on Instagram
Mhm.
does dating coaching, LILATURNER. Life Simplified, I think. Anyway, she talks a lot about dating, which is interesting. She's in a marriage, but she's probably also thinking about when she used to date before.
Yeah.
You kind of want to kind of keep yourself together. And to be honest, I don't think I was ever good at that. I think I would just be like, oh, I'm so excited. Blah,
Yeah.
blah.
I think what's important is to have open and honest communication with your partner.
Yeah.
Don't be so codependent on your partner. Make sure you're happy with them and without them.
And also to know when it's not feeling right. Because was dating someone. Your dad and I had been like boyfriend, girlfriend, and then we broke up, and maybe he was in Israel, wherever he was, and I was dating this one guy, and I was like totally into him and excited. And at first he wasn't that into me, but then I think he started to kind of like me. And then I realized he had some anger issues, like
Worse than dads.
I don't think we should talk about dad's anger issues without his permission. We could get his permission. He just kind of blew up at me for like a really simple thing. Like I left the toothpaste cap off.
And you got the ick.
I got the ick. And I was like, oh no, we're not going there.
Like
not after just a few weeks. Like,
yeah,
no,
I don't even know you.
If you're gonna yell at me like that, like enraged like that after a few weeks, no.
Also a good tip is you do not need to fix your partner. Like whatever is going on with them, that's not your responsibility. Like a lot of people think that way and think that like, oh, he has problems, or they have problems, but I'll make them better and I'll give him advice and that's gonna drain you completely and make your relationship go to.
What are some tips we can give people besides that one? One is your thoughts. Like if someone doesn't call you, or if you had an awkward moment with them or whatever, your thoughts can go kind of crazy and you actually have no idea what they're thinking.
For real, you're not a mind reader. Also, if you have a bad relationship, don't give up hope and don't like think that you're never gonna find someone for you. That's what I'm thinking. Like I've been single for a while and I always resort to like, oh, like I'm never gonna find someone for me. There's never gonna be a guy. There's never gonna be anyone that I'm close with. And that might be true. So what if I never get a boyfriend, never get married? You should be okay by yourself. First of all, your goal in life is not to find a partner, even though a lot of people think it is.
There are actually a lot of women who are going kind of like single.
Yeah.
They don't want to have a male
Being
partner.
single is okay, and you can enjoy life just as much single.
There are a lot of, I see women on TikTok, there's like a whole trend where they're like, I'm so much happier without my husband. I'm so much happier without my boyfriend.
Chill, you're scaring me. And also even saying that I still believe, since I'm kind of a romantic, there's a person out there for everyone. And even if you don't love them romantically, you'll find someone you love completely, and you'll find someone that you want to spend time with and enjoy life with. So don't give up because you have a long time.
Yeah.
Well, at least I do.
You never know.
I never know. Some people find their love of their life when they're old as hell.
Yeah, when they're old AF.
Old AF.
Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely true. Yeah. You were talking about you will find someone and you will fall in love and you will have problems. There will be problems. And
relationships
it won't feel
take
like
work.
that in the beginning. And you kind of have to come back to this sort of foundational, do you really love them? Do you basically respect their values, even though they may not live according to those values for a little while, or because they're stressed out or whatever. But, I mean, I think that's just important for people to know that there will be problems.
I feel like you'll find someone for you naturally, because if you love someone, you'll put in the work and actually want to like do stuff to keep the relationship alive. But if you don't, you guys will break up like naturally.
And the other person needs to do stuff too.
Yes.
If you're the only one,
I mean, then they don't
if they're not putting in any effort, then you'll feel that eventually.
Yeah. Yeah. It's trial and error.
I know that Sydney Banks used to really support couples. My spiritual teacher, the founder of the 3 Principles, he used to really, really support couples, especially like married couples. And I'm not sure why. I always used to wonder, why is he so supportive?
I love couple. I think I'm like, love hurts.
Yeah.
Dating hurts a lot, and it will beat you down, and it will make you so insecure and so sad, but it also makes you so happy, so confident, so self-aware, so self-sure. Like, I don't know. It just makes like there's risk and reward. I feel
it's nice to have someone who supports you, who really loves you.
We're
That's one really
creatures.
Good thing about your dad is, he may have some character flaws. And I know I do too. But he definitely loves me. And that surprises me how much he loves me sometimes.
So reassuring.
It's reassuring and it's sweet. And I almost feel like even if we got divorced, we would still love each other. Because once we did break up, actually, and we were broken up for a while, like a year or so more, and we were still very loving towards each other. Like, we would loan each other money and this and that.
That's nice.
So I think that's all I have to say.
Me too.
Okay, then maybe we're done on the topic of dating and love.
Thanks for listening to Be Fucking For Real. Love you guys. Bye.
You've been listening to BFFR with Love, Tori and Ami. You can find all of our episodes at Amy Chen's website at amychen.com, AMICHEN.com on our show page, or go to Spotify, Apple, or YouTube and like, comment, subscribe to get this show out into the world. To find out more about Ami Chen Mills' coaching and education practice and her books, The Spark Inside and State of Mind in the Classroom for Educators, also go to her website at www.amychen.com. That's Amy with an I, CHEN, and also subscribe to our newsletter, which goes out usually about monthly, not much more than that. Thank you so much for listening, and have an awesome, awesome life.